And this nice spring evening, still middle of May, I would just like to work a little on problem 7 and maybe finish it. We'll see. I've written the expression for the remainder part, the boundary for the remainder, where theta is given by this, or just 2, but we'll have to take the larger one. And if we require this to be larger than epsilon halves, then it will either be above epsilon half or below. If it's below, then it must be 0, and if it's above, then it must be non-zero. So we just solve this for m. That's not so simple though. This is approximately pi divided by 2 square root 2n. So let's use that. So 4 theta to the mth is less than epsilon pi divided by 4 square root 2n. And we divide by 4. That gives something like 16. And then we take the logarithm. And then we need the logarithm of theta being close to unity. So we can actually so the logarithm is just this. This must be smaller than, this must be negative as well. So it's the logarithm of n minus the logarithm of epsilon pi divided by 16 square root 2 divided by pi divided by 2 square root 2n. And for large n, this constant becomes irrelevant. This does not make sense. Because for n tending to infinity, it would tend to naught. And when n tends to infinity, this becomes closer to unity. So we define, let's have a much larger n for it to make sense. That calls for a break. Well, that was easy. When we divide by n, then it ends up in the numerator. So we actually end up with n natural logarithm of n. That's my boundary. I had an expectation it would be easy, but I've been tricked so many times and then not been able to solve it in a nice way or in a fast way. But this time I was. All right, that finishes an adventure learning to deal with the finite fields, with algebraic extensions of the rational functions, zeta functions of number fields, and all the L functions. Feeling comfortable about them now. It's full of mysteries and strange activity. Is there any meaning to the trivial zeros below on the negative real axis? Do they have a significance, or are they really trivial? I don't know anything about those functions really, but the mystery has been shown to me and I feel comfortable working with them. So that's a success.